Hey, love bugs. I'm back again. Just wanted to stop in and chat with you about some housekeeping items for your week. Okay, so if this came across your timeline or your For You, it's been divinely orchestrated for you to receive. So take what resonates, okay, and leave the rest. Now, listen, you guys, this week is going to be kind of interesting to say the least. Pluto. Pluto is making a transit out of Capricorn, okay? And it will not reappear in Capricorn, I think, for the next like 240 years. It's making a transit over to Aquarius land. Okay. Shout out to my Aquarians in this collective. I am an Aquarian. And I will say this, I am sending you guys lots of love in particular because this is a transit for us. All right. This transit is for us. Now, every sign will be affected some way by this transit, okay? And that is all right because not everything is done and rooted against us, okay? I believe that astrology is for us. What happens in the cosmos is for us, okay? Whether we are learning a lesson or we are reaping the reward of a blessing, okay? However you want to perceive that. But in particular, I feel like I want to say this because Spirit, this is how it's coming across. Pluto is about to come through and shake the motherfucking table, okay? And what I mean by that is, a lot of what we know in terms of our structures in society and even on a global level, a lot of the delays and blockages that we have been experiencing, even on a personal level, all of that now is about to come to this huge, big sort of climax, if you will. And the masks that have been worn are about to be stripped off, okay? The egos that have been stood behind, they're about to be exposed. There's a lot that's going to happen to allow individuals and the larger collective an opportunity to walk in sort of your highest self, to honor your highest good. I was listening to another astrologer, and she was saying that, when Pluto sort of transit and it rolls over a planet, it's almost like destruction, right? It's tearing down something, it's tearing down systems, it's tearing down beliefs, it's tearing down old, outdated processes. It's making us really hone in on what gives us our not only individual power, but also our collective power. Okay. And I know for many of us in this collective, what that is going to look like is there are going to be some things that come to a complete and utter end. There are going to be some things that completely tower and crumble. Okay. And you're going to walk away essentially feeling a bit brand new. 111 on my clock. New beginnings, eh? So here's what I'm feeling inclined to say to you all collective that Spirit is nudging me about. The one thing about this cycle that is closing, and the one thing about life as we know it in general, is that the only thing that you can count on to be constant is change. All right. And whether you're able to embrace that knowing or if you're going to push back against it, you're going to see one way or the other that change is going to happen whether you're ready for it or not. And I wanted to come to the collective today because I feel like as you're releasing and purging and surrendering to the newness that is in front of you, you're going to have some things that happen that you have sort of put behind you, that you have released, that are still kind of like lingering around. Sometimes when we do cord cutting, rituals, for example, and we know that we need to let go of things in our lives. Let's use people, for example. Folks don't take too well to that, right? It's kind of like, what? You're leaving me behind? No. And it becomes all these things that essentially are distractions. It's hard enough that you're walking into this unknown space, but it's another when you have to feel the need to explain yourself or to bring someone up to speed or to dip back down into an old cycle that you closed out to try and salvage relationships that perhaps aren't to be salvaged. So, all that to say this, you guys, as you're moving forward, make sure that you go forward with dignity. Make sure that you are not having conversations where it is about blame and shame and sort of this argumentative stance that will essentially lower your frequency and your vibe. There are some people who are going to try to come back into your life, who are going to try to pivot and come at you, okay, make you the bad guy, make themselves the victim, try to flesh through things. And I'm telling you right now, watch that energy because it is not for your greatest good. And if it's not for your greatest good, you need to let it go. Okay, feel and heal. Because where you're going, you know everybody can't come with you. And I'm sorry, everybody always wants to say no is a complete sentence, but silence is also loud as well. Some folks are just going to have to learn that where they didn't read the room, they need to learn how to read the room. You are going to be booked and busy. I said that in another video earlier, late last week. You're going to be booked and busy. You're not going to have time to give explanation to folks that you've outgrown. You're not going to have time to explain how the changes that are occurring, you know what I'm saying, are for your benefit and that they are not anything to harbor sort of negativity between you and anyone else. This is all about you. And anyone that can understand that, the people who can support that, the ones who always could, those are your folks. And if you are questioning it, talk to your spirit team. They won't lead you astray. Okay, they know who's supposed to be in your corner and who is not supposed to. All right. So just be mindful, be patient with the process. It is really funky when you're being told to take a mask off that you didn't even know that you were wearing. And then now that you've taken that mask off, you're so vulnerable that folks can see that and they will come for you. But collective, we're not allowing that. We're not lowering our vibrations. We're not climbing down ladders. We're not towering ourselves because we've allowed others to project their insecurities, their lower self-esteem, and perhaps their limited thinking onto us. So be mindful. It's okay just to say, you know what, I appreciate you, but that time has come to pass. And sometimes you just don't say anything at all. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Mwah. You got this.